appears you've managed to unseal the library. Why don't you come inside for a story? Welcome, listener, to the Lorehall Library Podcast.
Lorehall Library presents The Park Bench, written and narrated by Wentz Hesselman. I am a police officer in a small town, and as you'd expect, that means that I don't get to see action very often, which is fine by me. I've been on the force for decades, and at my age, I'm content to have a lazy patrol route through our quiet little burg and put out the occasional domestic squabble. The way I usually carry this out, I park my squad car and sit and watch for a few minutes. Then I get out and take a stroll. If all's well, I roll on. This day and age, you have to include the playgrounds on such a route. Child predators have been taking detours through sleepy towns like ours, and there's not going to be any parents grieving over kidnappings on my watch. In the middle of one exceptionally boring day on kiddie patrol, I was strolling during a busy hour when kids were out of school and parents were letting them all run wild, probably hoping they wouldn't take any of that energy home. I watched a little boy that reminded me very much of my own kid. A little girl with very white, rather pale skin and straight black hair ran over to him and asked him if he wanted to come meet her grandparents. They were sitting over on a park bench with their backs to me. I smiled at how easily children can just make friends. Well, towards the end of the day, there was the announcement of an Amber Alert. I accessed the picture of the boy when it was officially released, and my heart sank. It was the exact little boy I had seen on the playground with the little pale girl. There were gears turning in the back of my head all night, and I couldn't put my finger on what was bothering me. The next day, I was on kiddie patrol again, with orders to keep my eyes peeled for the little boy just in case he turned up. I kept my eyes open for him all day. He'd be hard to miss. He looked just like my boy. Well, I saw the same little girl from the day before, with the pale skin and the dark hair. She came up to another little girl and asked her if she'd like to meet her grandparents. That's when those gears in my head started working again. There were, again, two older folks sitting with their backs to all the kids again, up further on the park trail. Now my eyes shifted over to the dark-haired girl and her new friend who was agreeing to go meet Grandma and Grandpa. Okay, I made my move. Excuse me, sweetie, can I meet your Grandma and Grandpa too? She wasn't happy to see me. She looked like I was ruining some fun of hers. She took the other girl's hand and led her up the trail, keeping me in sight with a sidelong look. I followed from a distance. The two girls stood in front of the couple. The dark-haired girl was definitely not happy to see me. The other girl looked confused, even a little frightened. "Okay, let's go," said the dark-haired girl, and rushed her new friend back to the playground. I strolled up to the older folks who didn't seem to notice me. I called out a greeting so as not to startle them. I thought they might be hard of hearing because they didn't stir a bit. When I came around to stand in front of them, I could see that they were two withered up dead bodies, dry as dead leaves. Another Amber Alert went out that night, that time for the other little girl that the dark-haired one had led away from me.
Do you hear that? The books are wanting to know how you felt about your visit to our little establishment. Please, give us a like and a subscribe. If your platform for listening to podcasts gives you a chance to offer a comment, we'd welcome that as well. All credits are in the show notes. Please, come back again soon.